This is a railroad timetable for the Southern Pacific Railroad. Okay, this one here says it's for the Los Angeles Division. It's timetable number 12. Means that it's effective Sunday, April 26, 1981, at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, this became the law. And it replaced number 11. Okay, timetables are great. If you are new to the hobby, you can pick these up at swap meets. You can buy them online, eBay, all kinds of places. Maybe get them from someone who used to work for the railroad. Okay, this is what the old ones look like. The new ones fit in 3-ring binders, and a lot of them are on CD, and the crews just print out what they need. But this has all the rules for the railroad on that date. The back of it shows Rule 1001 and all the stuff they got to talk back and forth on the radio about that. Oral authorization and acknowledgement between foremen and engineers for trains to pass a red condition stop sign. Okay, those are the rules. We'll open up the first page. It has all the people in charge and where they're located, who all the chief dispatchers are, where they're located, all the different branches. And each branch has a page. Then down here we have a speed timetable. So it's basically, if you're traveling 60 miles an hour, it takes a minute to get there. It's like, duh, but in the railroad, it's one of the things I have in the book. And then, for example, here this shows the Santa Barbara subdivision and all the stations. Now, you have like stations here, Montalvo, okay, there's a Y there. Oxnard, there's a yard. Camarillo, there's a station there. Moore Park, there's a station. Santa Susana. Some of these places will have a station, or they have the name of a station, but not necessarily anything there. Let's see here. Good information. There's Santa Barbara. I'm not real super familiar with Santa Barbara. Here's shows the stations in Fresno. Like, good example, this shows from the Fresno yard down to Bakersfield. Okay, based on these names, that's the main line. Exeter branch. This is now operated by, I think, the San Joaquin Railroad. And over here we've got the Clovis branch, Kalinga branch, another one that was spun off. Stratford, don't know. Visalia branch, I think that kind of is non-existent now. Rich Grove, I don't know. Oil City branch for Oil Junction, I think that's still there. Button Willow branch is still there, operated by San Joaquin Valley Railroad. They probably have a fancier name, but that's how we remember them as. This has information on, for example, here, Visalia branch. From this point to this point, the speed limit is 20 miles an hour. Except for this milepost to this milepost, then the speed limit's 15 miles an hour. So this tells the crews what the speed limit is on the railroad in case the signs are missing. All the way down the line. And here's one. Rule 80, Southern Pacific trains will use Santa Fe main track between these mileposts. And then you're governed by movements of the Santa Fe timetable. Like I said, there's good information in these. You know, something from the past, something. Here you've got the Colton line from Bakersfield to West Colton. The mileposts have changed probably. I don't know. I haven't looked at a UP timetable. But here it gives a list of all the different stations. It shows Phelan has a station. Phelan's a point on the railroad. There's no station. There's no building there. Highland, Canton, Dyke, Bench. Bench has a switch. Slover, and then into West Colton. Gives maximum speeds, minimum speeds. And the fun stuff is Lone Pine Branch. In 1981, the Lone Pine Branch still went to Lone Pine. Then it got cut back to Searles. But here's the milepost. Gives you the length of sidings. and then the station number. Oak Creek branch, this is one that goes from Mojave west to a cement plant at the base of the mountains. It shows that speed limit there is 20 miles an hour. And then they'll list additional stations along the way. And these stations would be on the waybills that the crews carry for the clickbooks. Put this on hold for a sec. Some of these are fun. The Azusa branch still exists today, operated by the Union Pacific. Chino branch exists today, operated by the Union Pacific. Riverside branch, dust. San Bernardino branch, dust. But if you're interested in these areas, there's information on those branches. And they have special instructions for Colton subdivision. West Colton, all the different rules, all the exceptions. Like, okay, State Street line, these are the fun ones. Say, rule number 17, State Street line, trains must operate between El Monte and State Street Junction with headlight dimmed. Can't have it super bright for you blind the cars on the freeway. And then it shows rule 17D, State Street line. Oscillating headlight must not be operated between El Monte and State Street Junction. Why? You blind the people on the freeway. Because State Street line goes down the center of the freeway. It's now it's part of the San Bernardino line for Metrolink. Huntington Park. Use of whistles prohibited between Alameda Street and State Street, inclusive except in emergency. See, these are the fun ones. And the crews have to know this. They don't do this, they get in trouble. So pass those rules, and then there's something really neat in the middle, if I can find it again. This section here, locomotive motor. Yeah, there we are. Locomotive number, maximum speed limit. Dynamic brakes, starting traction effort, other information that is beyond my pay grade. But it shows it for Southern Pacific engines and for Amtrak engines. Then here you've got Santa Fe engines, what their maximums are. Union Pacific engines, what their maximums are. Then in the back you've got this. This is basically shows the LA Southern Pacific system back in 1981. Riverside's gone, San Bernardino's gone. Coming down here, a lot of these routes are gone. Coming up, if I zoom out a little bit, coming up from Colton, coming up from Yuma. Yuma up. Here's the Imperial Valley lines coming up into this mess here, which is that, and then shows it all the way up to San Luis Obispo here, Lone Pine here, and Chowchilla there. That was all of the Los Angeles division of the Southern Pacific Railroad. In the back, they have grade charts showing you what the grade is. And it's good information because it shows the grade that the train's climbing, and then it shows that there's a yard here, a yard here, a yard there, etc. And I missed a page or two. I'm going to put it on hold again. Okay, here's the page I was looking for. It says position and train of placarded cars containing hazardous materials. Here it tells you what the cards are, all the way down the line. And this one here will say that, okay, it's corrosive. Empty cars that have these go here. So if we find, this is explosives. It says, must not be nearer than the sixth car from the engine, occupied caboose, or passenger car. So what I just read is for explosives, poison gas, and anything loaded in this category. When train length permits, must be placed as near to the middle of the train as possible, but not nearer than the second car from the engine, occupied caboose, etc. And then we go this category, all the way down the line. It says where they put them. So when you see a train coming down the tracks, let's say you see a tank train coming down, no matter how many engines, after the engine there's usually a hopper car or something, or a box car, and then you have the tank cars. And then same combination at the end of the train, away from the DPUs. So there you are. Enjoy.